So we're thinking last night was probably one of the coldest nights we have had, but it was, I don't know, 27, 28. So when we head back to Colorado, it's very possible we're going to be dealing with lower temperatures than that. So I think your job today is going to be figuring out how to make it warmer back here. Because it's warm out there. It's just all the way around the bed where the panels are for the water inlet valve and for the power. It's cold.
It's very cold. I wish I had one of those guns so I could show the temperature.
It's cold.
Okay.
Last night we arrived at a new spot. And yesterday was a really crazy travel day. We went to a laundromat and did laundry and then got here a lot later than we expected and had an issue with our toilet, had an issue with our water, so now we just have a bunch of clean clothes on the floor and no way to make coffee or breakfast. Trying to keep our spirits high.
I'm gonna fold this one.
So the deal is I tackle this. No. And the boys fold and put all of our clothes in our closet up there.
Fold this then. Okay. Oh, there you go. Okay.
Put it in the pile. Good job.
Well, you can help me sort them and I'll fold them. How about that? So you can take the clothes. Good. Okay. Yep. He's gonna be good at origami, you can tell. Yep, and put it in the pile. It's all folded. Put it in the pile. It's all folded. Good job.
Good job. You did it.
Okay, I think we're done.
He's like, well, that was easy, man.
I think we're done here. Got everything I need, headed back home, but I just got a text message from Zaynah saying that her and Grayson discovered a creek behind where we're parked and he won't leave. So I gotta go find them now on this massive piece of property. So I'll see you guys back there. All right, made it back. And they actually have 50 beautiful acres here, so I'm gonna wander around and hopefully find them. Do you wanna go down to the Wawa? Hey, love.
Down.
Let's go down.
Down.
So Mama walked up to make us some lunch. So the three of us are walking back by ourselves. And you know, I think between the pregnancy and between having a 2-year-old and traveling full-time, doing LivingZEAL and making the gnomes, it gets easy to kind of forget the bond and forget the love even and just focus on the day-to-day. But it's really important for us to constantly be doing these little things to surprise each other and remind each other that we still love each other and our relationship comes first. So when I was at Home Depot, I got her a Himalayan salt lamp that she's been talking about wanting, and I'm gonna go give it to her. See what she thinks. Here you go, Mama.
Hey.
Salt lamp for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. And it has a bamboo base.
Bamboo base.
Thank you, baby.
Mm-hmm. Lady meditating on the front there. I thought you'd appreciate that.
Whoa. Be centered and serene. So this is real salt lamp?
Yes, Himalayan, big chunk of Himalayan sea salt, or Himalayan salt.
So if I lick it.
You can lick it and it'll taste like salt. Is that cool? Okay, so we already have a bunch of insulated barrier in the windows and the walls are already insulated. It's just around the bed that isn't super insulated at all, actually, because there's all these access panels that don't have any insulation. So I got 2 more rolls of this thermal insulated barrier. I got this multi-purpose roll, which looks like fiberglass insulation for like areas like this, where there's kind of like just a hole That's for the water outlet, and this cap didn't quite fit right, so fill all those areas. And then I got 2 cans of the big gap filler, and I think I have one more floating around, and gloves, obviously. So we're gonna have some lunch and get to work, right, buddy? Those are for the big gaps, the real big gaps. So here's our electrical panel. No insulation in this door. Tons of insulation in these walls, but what I did was I took some of those foam boards and I wrapped it in the insulation barrier. So now I have a rigid insulation board. I'm gonna measure like the cabinets all the way around the bed and make a bunch more of these and tuck them in there, and hopefully that'll make a big difference. Hopefully. Alright, Grayson might freak out because I just had to pull Shrek.
Working, Dada.
It'll be back in just a second.
I am not working, Dada.
Turn it right back on, I promise. Let me just tell the good people about the stove real quick, okay? Alright. Amazing tool, garden trowel. That's what I use to scoop old ash out.
It's not working, Dada.
It'll be 1 second.
Yeah,
Obviously, I don't do this if it's hot ash,
working.
but this has been out all day. So I'm gonna go for it. Some of you might be looking at the wood stove thinking, why does it look like it's just floating on the wall? Why didn't you put the legs on and attach the bottom? Doesn't that hold it up? Actually, it doesn't hold it up. After looking at like the physics of how this whole thing works, this back plate came with, I bought it all together, the flue, the back plate, everything, and it mounts to the back plate, which mounts into the wall, and then the bottom just attaches with these 2 screws down here, and then the legs attached to the bottom. So after looking at that, I kind of realized that the legs for the wood stove are actually holding the bottom up rather than the bottom holding the wood stove up. And I hit my hip on it quite a few times coming out of the bathroom, and Grayson was hitting his head on it all the time. My family is not letting me record this scene, so I'm going to cut to the chase. The bottom was pointless. It just added more weight to the whole thing, so it's just mounted to the wall. This is a 3-inch flue surrounding I guess like 2 3/4 inch, and then I have a 4-inch going through the ceiling with this coupler, so it's triple walled for your safety. And then this fan is super cool. We can link a bunch of this stuff up on Amazon because it's really, really cool fan. It uses no electricity, it just runs off of the heat, and it pushes all the air back to the bed area, which is essential because this is on the other side of the RV. So, cleaning out this ash. What I've been using for my wood, I use these condensed wood bricks, which burn for quite some time. If I put 2 of them on in here and turn it down to medium, these will burn for like 5 hours. And I've actually had, on warmer nights when it's like in the 50s, I've had these take us all the way through the night. But since it's really cold, I'm probably going to roast it on like 3/4 power. And that means I'll probably have to get up at like 2:30.
Working, Dada.
It's working.
Huh?
Probably have to get up at like 2:30 and put a couple more on. And then to light the fire, that wood. It's all natural, which is awesome, but it releases a lot of resin, which is, I've noticed it's been collecting in the flue, and it makes the door turn black and it gets super dirty because they have black smoke that they let off. So what I'm going to do tonight is Grayson and I went outside and chopped up a log, and I'm going to use this lovely hardwood and start a fire the old-fashioned way. So let's go.
Dada.
Good morning, Grayson. Did you sleep well?
No.
No. I'm sorry to hear that.
So,
Yeah. What about you, Mama? Did you sleep well?
Yeah, so I was just saying that sometimes there's been a bit of a draft right here. And also I forgot to mention earlier that all surrounding the bed is windows. So that's like an added kind of thing. It's very messy. Don't show them the window. But that's an added thing to be thinking about with drafts. And last night it was no draft. Totally cozy, totally.
I was kind of hot at a couple points. Mm-hmm. That tells me, oh wow. That tells me that I probably could have turned the wood stove down. So, insulation, yes. I mean, basically, if you have insulation but you don't have a heat source, your insulation's kind of pointless. And if you have a heat source and you don't have insulation, your heat source is kind of pointless. So really they work hand in hand to keep the heat in. It's like putting on a sweater when it gets cold outside, really. So we just put a nice sweater on the bed area, and I think it worked really well. And now we're gonna start packing up and getting ready to head up north to West Virginia. Oh, you want coffee? So stay tuned for our next video. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell, because I know YouTube's not really notifying people about our videos yet because we just kind of came back. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Live zealously. I don't want any service, and the only Blu-rays I have that are kid-friendly are the Shrek collection, so here we are. Well, Grayson and Akina seem to be in their happy place. Grayson's giving us the broom. He's got the sweeping portion of it.
Getting to work.
Let's do this, guys.
All right, I'm gonna get out of your clothes, which
He just gave up. This is me retaining my 90s youth. They're gonna let us park up here for, really they probably would let us park for as long as we want, but this is just a pit stop for us as we head to Berkeley Springs, West Virginia. So Grayson's gonna be doing all the measuring. Well, I expect things to fit perfectly. We got tired of watching Shrek over and over again, so we're gonna find some other movies here. Did you hear all the frogs? Sounds like a lot of froggies.